coming to town with Elijah and Kareem Mohammed, along with the Ugandan savage Kamala. And when those three are anywhere around, much less this Friday night in Austin, Texas, you can better bet all your Texas Texans that I and the Kareem Mohammed and Elijah and Kamala are going to be victorious.
It's Texas All-Star Wrestling on the road. I'm Steve Stack, and we're in Corpus Christi at the Memorial Coliseum, where tonight the big main event is going to have the Ugandan giant Kamala in the ring to take on the $1 million man, Bruiser Brody. And what a brawl that should be. A lot of other great, exciting matches, so you don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. Here with me are two giants themselves. They'll be wrestling here at the Memorial Coliseum in Corpus Christi tonight. First, I want to introduce you to the United States heavyweight champion, Big Bubba.
That's right, Steve. It's good to be here on the road in Corpus Christi. All the people out here are really great, and I'm really looking forward to defending this U.S. title down here in Corpus soon.
Well, Bubba, over here is your new formed tag team partner and friend from Halstead Street, Chicago, the one-man gang.
You got it, Steve. We're in Corpus Christi, Texas. We're on the road. Me and Big Bubba traveling around with all-star wrestling. You got the $1 million man, Bruiser Brody, Killer Tim Brooks, Austin Idol, that snake, Gary Hart. Gary Hart, you don't do what you did to me and Bubba and get away with it. Where will we have to go? Whatever town it has to be in, I would like nothing better to be right here in Corpus Christi at the Coliseum or whatever building it's in. Somewhere down the line, I'm going to get my hands on you, Slick, so you better watch out.
Thank you very much. One-man gang with Big Bubba. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, because we're going to go inside and pick up our opening matches, which is for the Asian Cup, as the American Force defend that title against Killer Brooks and Austin Idol. Right after this.
We had a call a little bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the introductions of the American Force, the All-Asian Tag Team Champions. They're putting that title on the line here against Austin Idol and Killer Brooks, as we're at the Memorial Coliseum in Corpus Christi, Texas. You see the Asian Cup being shown by the referee, Manuel Villalobos. Now he hands it outside. Austin Idol and Killer Brooks with their second in the corner from H&H Associates. That is the Honorable Armand Hussein. The American Force, the tag team champions of Texas and all Asia. And it's on the line here tonight. And here watching this match and with special interest is the General Scandor Akbar.
It's certainly going to be a supreme test for the American Force, because they are in the ring with two of the toughest, probably the most tenacious veterans of the mat world, talking about the Austin Idol and Killer Tim Brooks. Of course, you know how I feel about H&H Associates being Hart and Hussein. And, of course, right now I'm just an interested observer as to how this match is going to come around. You know, I've had my eyes on the American Force, and I really can't believe the success that they have attained in such a short time.
Well, let me tell you, General, they have taken on 300-pounders. They've taken on everybody that stepped in the ring with him, and they are still the champions.
Yes, yes, indeed, and that's why I'm observing them so closely, Steve Sachs, because this is going to be a rigid test, because anytime that Tim Brooks, you know, with his maniac tendencies, and, of course, the Austin Idol, I've known him for a long time. They're very, very cagey. This is really going to be a good match. I want to remind the fans of Texas All-Star Wrestling that both of the Zambui Express are here at Texas All-Star Wrestling at this moment.
Well, it's I know you're glad to have over 800 pounds of men in the ring with the Zambui Express.
I'm not so sure the other participants on Texas All-Star Wrestling are welcoming this tenacious team that I've got. Elijah Mohammed and Kareem Mohammed, and they are 800 pounds. And let's not forget the giant Ugandans. Later on in this program, you will see the savage against Bruiser Brody.
Oh, I'm looking forward for that brawl, and I'll tell you what, I'm glad I'm setting way away from the ring because I don't want to be anywhere around where those two wild men will be. It's Austin Idol from Las Vegas, Nevada. Where else would the Austin Idol come from? But he's in the ring with Shawn Michaels of the American Force. Has to be rated by wrestling magazines as the #1 tag team everywhere in the world. And, of course, they are the Asian Tag Team Champions. That's what's on the line here tonight. Want to tell you fans in Temple, Texas, that Texas All-Star Wrestling on the Road 86 will be at the Mayburn Civic Center in Temple on the 22nd. That's a Wednesday night next week. So come on out. The television crew will be there.
That's the all-important, prestigious Texas Cup.
General, you'll be there with Kamala.
Exactly, Steve Saxon. I want all the fans of Texas All-Star Wrestling to know that I've been associated with this business for a long, long time, and I can never remember a more prestigious event than this Texas Cup coming up in January. Temple, Texas, yes, we will be there.
Here comes Austin Idol being whipped into the corner. Shawn Michaels with a nice hip toss. Oh, that's what makes the American Force exciting.
They are exciting indeed. Of course, the Austin Idol is a very flamboyant young man. And the Austin Idol is a wrestler to watch because just at any time you think you've got him and he'll come right back up.
We're at the Memorial Coliseum in Corpus Christi as Austin Idol has a full Nelson on Shawn Michaels. Michaels trying to get up on those toes, trying to keep the pain down, and also trying to get out.
That's exactly right. Of course, you know, the full Nelson is an excruciating hold. It's one of the oldest holds that we know of in professional wrestling, and when it's applied right, believe me, it is a deadly, deadly hold.
Austin Idol has the fingers, I believe, in the mouth of the American Force. Shawn Michaels, now Michaels is fighting, and I don't blame him. And there it is.
I don't agree wholeheartedly with that now. Here comes the American Force. Now, you can say they're fighting fire with fire, but here's the Austin Idol having a legitimate wrestling hold. And what does Shawn Michaels do? He bites him. Come on, fellas, let's keep it wrestling.
The Asian Cup is on the line. The Asian Cup signifies the All-Asian Tag Team Champions. The American Force are the champions. They're defending it tonight as Armand Hussein is checking the figures of Austin Idol, and Killer Brooks is tagged in. And now, you always carry a whip when you go around the ringside, General. With this Killer Brooks, he takes chains. He takes anything he can get his hands on.
He certainly does. Killer Brooks is known throughout the wrestling world as perhaps one of the craziest. I hate to use the word crazy, but of course, Killer Brooks. There we go again. Now there's
Shawn Michaels biting. Shawn Michaels biting.
Now, Steve Sachs, that's not legal, and something should be done there because Tim Brooks came in with an honest approach. He came in and started wrestling, and here comes Shawn Michaels.
Well, stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, because we'll be rejoining this Asian Tag Team Championship match right after this. Texas All-Star Souvenirs has a new and exciting offer just for you. It's Texas All-Star Wrestling Jackets, just like your favorite Texas All-Star wrestler wears. 5 different colors: silver, maroon, black, red, and blue. Many styles to choose from, even with your favorite Texas All-Star wrestler's name embroidered on the back. Sizes for all, from children's sizes to adults, small, medium, large, and extra large. Texas All-Star jackets are lined and made of the finest quality material, custom made to your order. Be in style wherever you go with your Texas All-Star jacket. The jacket the stars wear. Texas All-Star Souvenirs has something for everyone, even me. Order today. Send only $49.95. Cashier's check or money order to Texas All-Star Souvenirs. Post Office Box 15377, San Antonio, Texas 78212-2798. Area code 512-736-6501. That's Texas All-Star Souvenirs. Post Office Box 15377, San Antonio, Texas. I'm Steve Shack of Texas All-Star Wrestling. I'm proud to announce to you tonight that this past year, Fred Barron Promotions and Texas All-Star Wrestling raised over $200,000 gross gate receipts on charitable sponsored events. Texas All-Star Wrestling would like to give your charitable organization a hand. If you would like us to help you raise funds for your organization, if you're a non-profit organization, please get in contact with me in San Antonio at area code 512-736-6501. We have helped many organizations throughout the state of Texas, such as church organizations, foreign wars, veterans of foreign wars, American legions, and more. Let us help you.
Porky's, home of the world's famous pork burger, where our food is as original as our cars.
And it's Killer Brooks backing Shawn Michaels onto the rope. Michaels blocks that one, comes up with a blow of bone on the top of the head. General Scandor Akbar here at ringside with Texas All-Star Wrestling on the road at the Memorial Coliseum in Corpus Christi. And General, the Asian Cup here on the line if the fans are just tuning in.
You know, there's still a controversy that surrounds the Asian Cup when the American Force won the Asian Cup. And, of course, I have instigated this controversy because I don't really believe that the American Force did it in the right way. Now, I'm not taking away their success. They're doing all right. But just the way the Asian Cup was won, I shall not forget. And, of course, when I don't forget, you can expect retaliation of some kind.
Well, I was just going to get around to that point. I'm sure you have something in store, and it may be something that weighs about 800 pounds, if I have you figured correctly. I'll tell all you fans in San Antonio that Texas All-Star Wrestling every Monday night at the Wrestlathon. Come on by. Oh, and Shawn Michaels is tagged out to Paul Diamond. It's Diamond getting dropped back by Austin Idol. My first look at Austin Idol, of course, I saw him last week, but first look at a long time at Austin Idol. He's been traveling mostly on the East Coast and over in Japan. And it's good to have him here in Texas.
Oh, the Austin Idol reminds one maybe of Ric Flair in so many ways. They both of them have these very flamboyant attitude, and they project the character that they are, which is like Ric Flair. He likes to live high, and I'm sure the Austin Idol likes to live extremely high, too. I do, too. I'm a millionaire. I love money. I love classy things. I love all the luxurious things of life. And that's the way the Austin Idol. Here you see the veteran coming back.
He's pounding the head of Paul Diamond of the American Force. The American Force putting their Asian Cup on the line here in Corpus Christi tonight. Coming up later on, ladies and gentlemen, that big Texas All-Star Wrestling television main event. It's the Ugandan giant Kamala against Bruiser Brody.
Whoa. The measure on the Richter scale or not, that's going to be something. It always is.
Well, we'll have a tidal wave here in Corpus Christi.
I can assure you, every time that Brody and Kamala have tangled in a squared circle, it's just been simply chaos.
Austin Idol knocks Paul Diamond down. Austin Idol, here's the whistle of Armand Hussein, and Killer Brooks had a boot up, and Idol threw a Diamond into that boot. The American Force defending their Asian Cup against Austin Idol and Killer Brooks. Hussein is at ringside for H&H Associates, and Diamond moves out of the way. Austin Idol feeling the pain.
And it's time for Austin Idol to tag his opponent. I'm sorry, his partner. But here comes Shawn Michaels, and he's got a lot of fire and a lot of steam right now.
Boy, when you're young like the American Force, you've got it all. Look at Michaels with the atomic drum. That's it. Whoa! And here comes Killer Brooks in, and Michaels is ready for him as he waylays him across the jaw a few times. Snaps him out of there with that mare. Has him in the center of the ring. Michaels is over on the middle rope. He dies with that fist to the head of Killer Brooks.
1, 2 to 6. There comes the Austin Idol.
Now here comes the other American Force, and he's cut off. A slam. Austin Idol. Idol is coming off with a knee. The referee is tied up with Paul Diamond. It was Idol coming off the rope onto the back of the head of Shawn Michaels.
Decisive victory.
Oh, and that was off. No way. It was Austin Idol coming off into the head of Shawn Michaels, and the referee was tied up with the other American Force. They're complaining, but the Asian Cup is being held by the man at ringside. It's brought into the ring, and Honorable Armand Hussein has taken the cup.
Well, the decisive victory was there. You saw it, 1, 2, 3, right before your very eyes. The Austin Idol and Killer Tim Brooks are the new Asian champions.
Well, Gary Hart has been promising that he was going to send Idol and Brooks to Japan to defend that title, and here they come up, but I am not too happy with that decision. But as it stands right now, Austin Idol and Killer Brooks are the new Asian Tag Team Champions as they defeat the American Force. Stay tuned, because coming up next, up front with Fantasy and Austin Idol.
Don't leave that TV set! You're fixing to see Bruiser Brody beat that Ugandan giant all over the arena!
Texas All-Star Wrestling coming back to the Austin City Coliseum. Valentine's Day, Friday night, February 14th at 7:30 p.m. We're going to be detailing that terrific lineup next week. We'd also like to tell you about some sensational matches coming to Caldwell, Texas, Friday night, January the 31st at the SPJST Hall. 7:30 p.m. start time. Advanced tickets available at the Country Corner, the Sonic Drive-In, and the SPJST Hall. And we've got some tremendous matches on that night. The Hitman, David Patterson, meets the Golden Boy, Mike Golden, with his manager, Fantasy. The South American heavyweight champion, Buddy Moreno, is going to be facing the man he defeated for the title, Wild Boy Yala, what's going to be a dynamite rematch. The Magnificent Zulu is going to be there that night. Also, it's going to be a new wrestler. Nobody knows anything about him. He's called the Long Rider. He's going to be taking on the Mummy. And Texas All-Star Wrestling is going to be back on Friday night, January 31st in Caldwell, Texas at the SPJST Hall.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Segments on television today. Here with me today is one of the most sexiest men in the world, Mr. Austin Idol. I mean, looks do speak for themselves, baby. Thank you for being here, Austin. It's a pleasure.
It's truly an honor to be here. You know, as you can hear the wrestling fans here in this arena, you can tell not only that do they respect Austin Idol, they admire Austin Idol. And as you can see and as you can hear, they all want to be just like yours truly, the greatest all-round athlete of all time, the women's pet, the men's regret, the sexiest human being in the world today. You're looking at him, Austin Idol. It's truly a pleasure.
Yes, and I can't hardly keep my hands off you, Austin, but I know that I have to. But it's great to have you here, and I have a few questions for you tonight. I'd like to ask you what you think about Texas since you've been here.
You know, I've sat back for the last 2 years, and I watch this television program, and people say, Texas is a big deal. They say, the wrestlers in Texas, they're big time. What a joke. I've been here in Texas a couple of days. Where are the stars? Oh, of course, there are a few stars here, like Gary Hart, like Chris Adams,
right on,
like Bruiser Brody,
right on,
like yourself,
right on.
you luscious human being. Keep that microphone close to me, Fantasy, because everybody wants to hear what Austin Idol has to say. I'll say one thing. Do you hear what they're saying now? The people out here are saying, we want Austin Idol to stay right here in Texas. Well, don't worry. I'm going to stay. But I'm not going to stay very long because, Fantasy, it's going to take just about that long for me to go through the competition here in Texas.
That's right. You know why they can't stand it, Austin? Because you're so good looking, they can't keep your eyes off you. Ain't that right? Ain't that right, Austin?
You know, you look at the magazines and you see people, and this really cracks me up. You see people, Fantasy, like Tom Selleck. You see people like Burt Reynolds. What a joke. And now they're making a big deal over Sylvester Stallone. All those gentlemen combined together couldn't wipe the mud off my boots. I have women, Fantasy. I have women that literally crawl on their hands and knees, begging me to steal one sweet, sexy, sultry kiss from the lips of Austin Idol, and you can see why.
Well, can I have a little kiss, Austin? Let me let these girls eat their hearts out.
One for you.
Thank you. Eat your hearts out, ladies. Eat your hearts out. That's right, Austin. And how long do you plan on gracing us with your presence?
Just as long as it takes me to knock them all off, and it won't take long. Just remember, there was only one Caesar in Rome, and there's only one Caesar in wrestling. And you're looking at him, darling. Eat your hearts out. I love you, baby.
Thank you, Austin. I want to thank the one and only Austin Idol for being on my show.
Last week, ladies and gentlemen, we showed you Wahoo McDaniel with an interview at the dressing room at the Hemisfair Arena. And he was talking about the six-man tag team match we're about to show you, where Wahoo teamed up with Big Bubba and a one-man gang to battle it out with Austin Idol, Killer Brooks, and the $1 Million Man, Bruiser Brody. Let's show you that match now. Brody has a boot up. He yells to Brooks to throw Bubba into it, and he does. There's a tag. Gary Hart directing things in this corner. Killer Brooks is tagged out, and now here comes the one-man gang in, pounding on Bruiser Brody. Bubba stays with Brody. Bubba chops him. Bubba forearms him. Bubba grabs him by the arm, whips him into the rope. Oh! Oh, Bubba was going for the clothesline, and Brody got that big foot up there where he wanted it, and Bubba went down. Now Brody holds it, and Killer Brooks kicks. Here comes Brody out now. The tag on the other side. It's Wahoo McDaniel tagging in. Big chop by the Chief. Knocks the legs out from underneath Killer Brooks. McDaniel going for the pin. Bruiser Brody with a kick and a save. Brody chops the Chief. They exchange big chops in the center of the ring here at the Hemisfair Arena. Brody gets knocked down by the Chief. Brody is pulling Wahoo McDaniel out. Action in the ring. We're going to stay with Brody and Wahoo. Wahoo's going over a chair. Oh, he ducked underneath that chair. Brody has a 2x4. He's going after Wahoo McDaniel. Brody has used that 2x4 and Wahoo McDaniel in the ring. It's Killer Brooks going after Big Bubba with Austin Idol helping out. Brooks has Bubba down. There's an elbow. Let's go back over to Bruiser Brody now as he has used that 2x4 on Wahoo McDaniel. In the ring, Big Bubba gets a pin on Killer Brooks. Big Bubba got the pin on Killer Brooks with a little help from the one-man gang. Now it's Brody and Chief Wahoo McDaniel still battling outside. Brody has Wahoo. He throws a big fist to the top of the head. Brody with another one. Brody is staggered as Wahoo McDaniel continues to pound on him. These two big guys are fighting down the aisle. Oh, boy. Brody and Wahoo will father them. Wahoo knocked onto the fence that keeps the crowd back, but Brody takes Wahoo now. He's going to lead him back down the aisle, take him to the ring, and throw him into the ring post. The crowd begins to mill around. Brody has a chair. He throws it into the ring. The crowd is packing around the ring here at the Hemisfair Arena. Wahoo McDaniel in the ring. Here comes Brody in after him. A couple chairs have been thrown in. Brody and Wahoo McDaniel. It's Brody taking the chair to the head of the Chief, and now look at Wahoo McDaniel come back on Brody. Wahoo McDaniel and Bruiser Brody. They go out on the other side as Brooks and Bubba are still fighting. Now here comes Brody, brings Wahoo McDaniel around. What's he going to try to do with him? He turns him around as he grabs him by the hair, and they begin to fight down the aisle. Bruiser Brody and Wahoo McDaniel, the big Texan Wahoo McDaniel, grabs Brody by the hair now. They're coming back towards the ring, and it's Brody thrown into the table. Wahoo McDaniel takes second to no one, and he Bruiser Brody. He grabbed him by a long hair, pulled him down the ringside, threw him into the table, but it's Brody with a kick now. And here comes Brody again. Takes Wahoo McDaniel, puts him into that steel railing that holds the crowd back down the aisle. Brody holds on to McDaniel, throws the forearm, the Chief comes chopping back. We'll follow him into the tunnel if they ever get that far. They're exchanging blows now. Brody hooks up with Wahoo McDaniel. They are going back into the crowd, back out, and we lose them now as they go into the tunnel. The crowd fillers in there with them. But no one east to it. May not be over yet. There goes Bubba, the one-man gang. Everybody's filling that way. Well, Gary Hart, the fans just saw, and I know you watched that tag team match where Bruiser Brody and Wahoo McDaniel battled it out. I'm sure that score is not settled in for either man.
But let me say this. Number one, Wahoo McDaniels, you never saw the day in your life, brother, when you played football in college or a professional that you were ever in the class with one Bruiser Brody. There is not a wrestler in the world today, not Wahoo McDaniels, nobody that can stand 5 minutes with the big Bruiser Brody. They talk about the legends of wrestling. There's only one legend in wrestling, and he's standing right here next to me, the $1 Million Man, Bruiser Brody, the man that whipped Wahoo McDaniel so bad it made him cry. You said Wahoo. You said he used to be my friend. He ain't my friend no more. Used to be a big deal, didn't you, Wahoo McDaniels? Used to really be somebody, didn't you? Till you got in the ring with the Bruise. And I don't care who they are. Wahoo McDaniels, if you've got enough guts to come back here and climb into the ring with Bruiser Brody, then I have no responsibility for your welfare. The only thing I will provide is an ambulance, the way it was provided for Scott Casey and a half a dozen other ones. So when the time is right, you come and jump on the Bruise, and he'll get you off quicker than anybody in professional wrestling, because he is the man, Steve.
Well, Scott Casey here last week in Corpus Christi suffered cracked ribs and severe injury to the collarbone, and later on, you're going to see this man in the ring with Kamala, and things may be turned around.
Well, let me tell you, Scandor Akbar, you bring that great, big, ugly Kamala, bring anybody you want, the biggest and the best in wrestling, and he'll knock them down like 10 pins, brother.
Gary Hart, next week, the $1 Million Man will be with Texas All-Star Wrestling on the road in Temple, Texas.
And he's going to win the Texas Cup in Temple, too.
Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, because the South American Heavyweight Championship is coming up right after this.
We're going to be going back to the ring for more action in just a moment. Right now, we'd like to take an opportunity to tell you about some exciting events coming to the Austin area. February 14th, Valentine's Day at the Austin City Coliseum. A very special card coming up. We're finalizing the details on that. We'll be announcing that full lineup next week. But we've also got a great action coming to Caldwell, Texas at the SPJ ST Hall Friday, January the 31st, 7:30 p.m. Advance tickets on sale at the Country Corner, the Sonic Drive-In, and the SPJ ST Hall. That night, you're going to be seeing the Golden Boy, Mike Golden, step in the ring, along with his manager, Fantasy, as he's be going up against the Hitman, David Patterson. Also that night, the South American Heavyweight Champion, Buddy Moreno, going up against the man he defeated for the title, Wild Bull Ayala. The magnificent Zulu, one of the most impressive athletes ever to come from the dark continent of Africa, goes up against Austin's own Bobby Duncombe. And the mystery man, the Long Rider, he'll be taking on the Mummy. Buddy Moreno, you've made a lot of money with the South American Heavyweight Championship, and you got a very upset Wild Bull Ayala to face across the ring January the 31st.
That's right, Mark. That's one of the longest matches I've been having in my life, and it was very tough because the guy is very tough. I beat it very close. I can say that. But I've been working out very hard now to get the revenge with Bull Ayala, and he's tough, man. But I'm ready for him. I've been working out very tough. I've been running 3 or 4 miles every day, and I'm getting ready for him. Y quiero decir a todos los paisanos que vengan a darme su soporte, porque va a ser una de las luchas más duras que yo he tenido aquí en mi profesional de lucha libre. Así que vengan a darme su soporte todos los paisanos. Gracias.
You've got great action coming to Caldwell Friday, January the 31st at the SPJS Steel Hall.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the bell sounds as Buddy Moreno puts the South American Heavyweight Championship on the line here against the Golden Boy. We've been informed that the officials of Texas All-Star Wrestling are reviewing the videotape from the Asian Cup match, and they are watching that tape now, so we'll have to await the outcome of that. I want to remind all you fans in Waco and Temple and the surrounding area that Texas All-Star Wrestling 86 television on the road next week, the 22nd, over at the Mayburn Civic Center in Temple. We'll be getting all those exciting Texas Cup matches over in Temple. Remember, such stars as the Wild Samoan seeking off of the Tonga Kid, the Wild Bull Ayala, Bruiser Brody, Kamala, Chris Adams, Big Bubba, the One-Man Gang, Scott Casey, and many, many more. They're all in Texas for the Texas Cup, and they'll be in Temple next week. Buddy Moreno, South American Heavyweight Champion, hooks up with Golden, and it's Moreno with the left arm. The referee is George Stevens here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. A little hair pulling there by the Golden Boy. Of course, anytime that Golden's in the ring, Miss Fantasy is at ringside. I love the action here tonight at the Memorial Coliseum in Corpus Christi. We hope you're enjoying the action at home with Texas All-Star Wrestling. Boy, last week, what a brawl we had here when we were having a cage match was Scott Casey and Chris Adams, and when it was all over, here come Bruiser Brody and Gary Hart with a 2x4. Casey loaded up in the ambulance. As we told you earlier, we were talking to Gary Hart that Casey suffered a lot of cracked ribs, an injury to the collarbone, so we haven't heard too much from Casey this week, but when we do, we'll pass it on to you. Buddy Moreno holding on to the left arm. You're watching the excitement of Texas All-Star Wrestling, and nowhere in professional wrestling will you see the stars that you'll see right here with Texas All-Star Wrestling. Buddy Moreno holding on to Golden. Hey, back to the ropes. Fantasy is prancing around ringside, and that's what the yell is about. One of the ladies over there strutting around like Fantasy. Down goes Golden with a shoulder. Over the top goes Moreno. Over the top goes Golden, and this time Buddy Moreno drops down. He goes over the top of Golden again. Gets in front with a nice hip toss and an arm drag, and it is the South American Heavyweight Champion having the Golden Boy scoot out of the ring where Fantasy waits on him. Don't forget, we're at the Wrestlathon in San Antonio every Monday night. Come on by. We'd like to see you there. Our main event here on television today, yet to come. It is the Ugandan giant Kamala against Bruiser Brody, the $1 million man. Golden finally gets back into the ring. They lock up and back into the corner. Golden using that head now, pounding that head into the chest of Moreno. Moreno reverses, throws Golden into the corner, but Golden gets a knee up underneath the chin of Buddy Moreno, and Moreno is down. The champion down as Golden picks him up by the hair. Golden backs him to the ropes, whips him across the ring, an elbow, knocks the legs out from underneath of Buddy Moreno. Golden trying to win the South American Heavyweight Championship. They are still watching the videotape from the Asian Cup match, a very controversial decision as Austin Idol and Killer Brooks walked out of the ring with that cup. But the officials have asked to view that. Fred Barrett of Texas All-Star Wrestling is back there looking at it now. Golden grabs the leg, has Moreno down for the count of 2 as Fantasy continues to yell at the crowd at ringside. Golden holding on to the champion. Referee George Stevens walking around, make sure that everything okay. As you can see, the knee in the back of Buddy Moreno, that being placed there by the Golden Boy, Buddy Golden. There's Fantasy. Well, we hope you enjoyed Up Front with Fantasy and Austin Idol earlier today, and Up Front with Fantasy next week from the Mayburn Civic Center in Temple, Texas, where the Texas Cup matches will be held. There's $10,000 on the line. Every main event in the Texas Cup, one man could win $100,000. Golden is holding onto the rope. Moreno gets rid of him. Remember, it's Moreno's South American Heavyweight Championship on the line. As Golden, the challenger, puts that knee into the back of Buddy Moreno. It's Golden now with the abdominal stretch on the champion. Golden. The abdominal stretch applied to the South American Heavyweight Champion, Buddy Moreno. Here comes Fantasy up on the apron. Fantasy is spraying something in the face. Moreno ducked it and went into the face of the Golden Boy. Fantasy trying to help out the Golden Boy. Whatever she had, an ether or something she sprayed. Buddy Moreno ducked the spray, went into the face of the Golden Boy. Buddy Moreno, the champion, is slowly getting up. The referee is asking for the bell, and Buddy Moreno is going to win it. Here, oh, now Fantasy's in the ring. Moreno has her. What's he going to do with her? He spanks her. Fantasy spanked by Buddy Moreno, who successfully defends his South American Heavyweight Championship. I want to take you back and show you exactly what happened earlier in the Asian Cup match as the American force was battling Austin Idol and Killer Brooks. Here's that action. When you're young like the American force, you've got it all. Look at Michaels with the atomic drum. That's it. Whoa! And here comes Killer Brooks in, and Michaels is ready for him as he waylays him across the jaw a few times. Snaps him out of there with that mare. Has him in the center of the ring. Michaels is over on the middle rope. He dives with that fist to the head of Killer Brooks.
And there comes the Austin Idol.
Now here comes the other American force, and he's cut off. A slam. Austin Idol. Idol is coming off with a knee. The referee is tied up with Paul Diamond. It was Idol coming off the rope onto the back of the head of Shawn Michaels.
Decisive victory.
No, and that was off. No way. It was Austin. Well, the decision has been reversed, ladies and gentlemen. The Texas All-Star Wrestling officials, after viewing that videotape, have given the Asian Cup back to the American force, and a very rightful decision it was. Stay tuned, because there's more excitement with El Madril and Mark Youngblood right after this.
Don't leave that TV set! You're fixing to see Bruiser Brody beat that Ugandan giant all over the arena!
Texas All-Star Wrestling coming back to the Austin area, and boy, we've got some great action on tap coming up. Friday night, February the 14th, a special Valentine's Day card at the Austin City Coliseum. We'll have some more information for you next week about that. But listen to this, these great stars coming to Caldwell, Texas, Friday night, January the 31st at 7:30 p.m. at the FTJST Hall in Caldwell. You can get advance tickets at the Country Corner, the Sonic Drive-In, and the FTJST Hall. And one of those great matches you're going to see that night is the Golden Boy, Mike Golden, with Fantasy, and they're going to continue their grudge against the Hitman, David Patterson. Also that night, the Wild Bull Ayala, the man that lost the South American Heavyweight Championship, Buddy Moreno, is coming to Caldwell with vengeance in his eye, as his manager, the Honorable Armand Hussein, well knows. And Armand, not only do you have the Wild Bull Ayala in Caldwell on the 31st, but you've also got one of the most impressive physical specimens ever to come from Africa, the Mighty Zulu there.
That's right. H&H and Associates. That's Armand Hussein, bringing you the largest extravaganzas among professional wrestlers. Wild Bull Ayala, South America's finest. Gonna give that Buddy Moreno the worst beating he ever got in his life and send him back down the road.
Well, you say that he's South America's finest, but Buddy Moreno is the champion.
He's the champion now because he stole it, the lowlife dog. I was in Venezuela when it all went down, and he was a favorite, and they gave it to him. But I'll tell you one thing. In Caldwell, Texas, I'm going to be there, and it's going to be a fair shake. This is the United States, not South America. You can't buy championships here. You have to win them here. And we don't all win, Texas. We take titles. Take them and keep them. And that's what Ayala's going to do. And the Zulu, the finest, going to give his man, whoever he wrestled, the worst beating he ever got in his life in Caldwell, Texas.
And it's Mark Youngblood against El Madril here at the Memorial Coliseum in Corpus Christi with Texas All-Star Wrestling 86 on the road. The next time we go on the road, we'll be at the Mayburn Civic Center in Temple, Texas next week. That's Wednesday the 22nd in Temple. Come on by and enjoy the television of Texas All-Star Wrestling. Those Texas Cup matches will be the Mayburn Civic Center, and that's the biggest thing that's ever happened in professional wrestling. And you fans in Temple are going to enjoy it. There's $10,000 on the line in that main event. El Madril motioning to some of the fans. Mark Youngblood. Madril backing away from him. Honorable Armand Hussein is at ringside with El Madril as H&H Associates. That's Hussein and Hart try to take over the control of professional wrestling. They have the $1 million man, Bruiser Brody. And he is going to be in our main event yet to come here on Texas All-Star Wrestling today as the $1 Million Man meets the Ugandan Giant. And there may be a tidal wave out here in the Bay in Corpus Christi when those two get in the ring. Referee is Manuel Villalobos. They lock up. It's Madril going in behind. Madril holding on to Mark Youngblood. Now it's a reversal and another reversal. Madril coming up with a hammerlock. Youngblood comes up with a hammerlock. Madril looking outside at the crowd, also listening for instructions from Hussein, one of the fans motioning for Madril to come out, and I really don't believe that any of those fans would want a part of El Madril. Side headlock by Madril. He pops Youngblood on the forehead. We're at the Memorial Coliseum in Corpus Christi. There's the head of Youngblood is slammed into the turnbuckle. Youngblood is laying over that rope. Hussein is there, but Hussein does not interfere. El Madril takes that fist and pops Youngblood again. Now he brings Youngblood over and throws him out on the ring. Armand Hussein is right there. As you see Hussein reaching down, grabbing Youngblood, and he throws him back in the ring. Madril is right there with him. Madril with another fist. Lays it on the bridge of the nose of Mark Youngblood. Madril staying right there with Youngblood. Madril, he's fighting now. Madril is fighting Youngblood. Youngblood holding onto the rope as he drops down into the corner. They're in the ropes over by Hussein. Hussein blows that whistle. Oh, and it's Hussein. Hussein from outside the ring striking the blow to the throat of Mark Youngblood. Now is choking. Madril with a fist on the side of the jaw. Remember, Texas All-Star Wrestling is a wrestlathon every Monday night. Come on by. Madril coming in after Youngblood. Double those fists up, and Youngblood comes right back after him. Mark Youngblood doing the war dance, and he's coming after Madril. Throws him into the turnbuckle. Youngblood dances around the ring again, doubles those fists up and pounds that tomahawk chop to the side of the head of Madril. Drop kick from Youngblood. Madril grabs him by the arm, bounces him off the rope, knocks him down with a clothesline. Madril goes after him for the pin. It's 1, 2. Oh, and he doesn't take the pin. He reaches down and grabs the hair. Madril grabs the hair of young Hussein, is telling him to do something. Now it's Madril kicking. Madril kicks him again. Hussein is talking to Madril, and Youngblood drop kicks Madril right into Hussein. He bounces him off the rope. He's got him 1, 2, 3. Mark Youngblood defeats Madril here on Texas All-Star Wrestling at the Memorial Coliseum, Corpus Christi. Stay tuned because it's Bruiser Brody against Kamala right after this.
This Friday night, capital city of Texas, Austin, Texas Cup, shine it up because Devastation Incorporated is coming to town with Elijah and Kareem Mohammed, along with a Ugandan savage Kamala. And when those three are anywhere around, much less this Friday night in Austin, Texas, you can better bet all your Texas Texans that I and the Kareem Mohammed and Elijah and Kamala are going to be victorious.
Waiter, I don't think you left us enough change.
Oh, I'm sorry. This All-Star Wrestling tonight. Gary Hart is in the ring. Bruiser Brody is there. Ugandan giant Kamala is outside the ring with General Scandor Akbar. Brody trying to hold the ropes to get the Ugandan giant in. Boy, when these two bulls lock up, no telling what's going to happen here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. It's Brody pounding. Here's Kamala with a chop. Kamala. Back into the corner. Bruiser Brody in front. Kamala comes out of there, goes to another corner. Here comes Bruiser in behind. Bruiser Brody gets a big chop to the top of the head from Kamala. There's a kick from Kamala. Big chop from Kamala, and Brody takes Kamala, brings him over to where Gary Hart is. Gary Hart has that 2x4. And Brody now takes him and throws him out of the ring on the other side, and here comes Brody out after him. Brody and Kamala battling it out on the other side of the ring. Gary Hart is there. Hart has the 2x4. Akbar's at ringside. Anything could happen when these four are around. Bruiser Brody holds on to the Ugandan giant. And now Brody walking around. There's the gurney right there that Brody has been using to haul people out of the ring. Last week, he had Scott Casey hauled out of the ring. The bell is sounding. I believe both men have been counted out of the ring. Now here they go. Here they go out of the ring. Brody and Kamala pounding away at each other. Watch the crowd. There is Brody and Kamala as they are going into one of the screens that is pounded and put up here to keep the crowd away from the television truck here at Texas All-Star Wrestling on the road. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, as the fans begin to filter out of the Memorial Coliseum. Bruiser Brody and the Ugandan giant Kamala getting counted out of the ring. What a main event that was. Next week, our main event will come to you from the Mayburn Civic Center in Temple, Texas, with the Texas Cup matches being held. There'll be 10 matches, $10,000 to the winner. So all you fans that can, come on over to the television taping of Texas All-Star Wrestling 86 on the road in Temple. You'll see the Wild Samoans seeking off of Bruiser Brody will be there, Kamala, and much, much more. So don't miss the excitement of Texas All-Star Wrestling next week, as Rapido Rodriguez and myself will go with our television crew into the Mayburn Civic Center and bring you all the action. Till then, on behalf of everyone